Hey, welcome. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's reading is the person on your mind. What are their intentions towards you, the relationship or connection that you guys might have? And we have 3 groups for you to choose from: group 1, group 2, and group 3. Please feel free to pause the video if you need extra time choosing your group, but I will see you guys in your readings. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen the first group, then this reading could be for you. The person on your mind, what are their intentions towards you or your relationship and connection at the moment, okay? So starting off with your tarot cards, we have the Page of Cups in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse, and the Page of Swords in reverse. So please only take what resonates and makes sense for your situation, okay? So at the moment, their intentions are coming across as wanting to act in a way that could be emotionally immature. This could be to like indirectly show you or tell you that they are hurt, unhappy, disappointed, like just feeling something, and they either don't know how to communicate it to you or can't communicate it to you. So they could intend on showing you this in indirect ways, which could come across as them being immature. If that's their intention or not, I don't know, but it could come across that way. So for some of you, they could actually plan on, again, like showing you indirectly, or telling you that they do feel unsure about you or your relationship, or that they're showing some hesitancy towards your relationship, or again, like if they don't say this directly, they may show you that they are holding off on taking any action towards you or your relationship at the moment. So for a lot of you, it feels like they could just plan on fantasizing about you for now and avoiding like anything directly. For some of you, they could be avoiding being rejected by you, and this may be them as a whole. It could be something that they suggest, something that they say, something that they do, a part of who they are. So in some way, they are trying to avoid being rejected or feeling embarrassed even. They could be trying to avoid any depth or intend on avoiding any depth at the moment, even though they want your attention. It feels like they intend on assessing your response to them. So again, very indirect, planning on figuring out what they mean to you. But they want to do this in a way, like they intend on doing this in a way where they don't feel or they aren't exposed, or that could just be their intention in general, just to not feel like overly exposed. So they could intend on being a bit inconsistent, or because of some of their intentions, they could come across as inconsistent. But if this person is naturally inconsistent, then they don't intend on changing that part of themselves or being more consistent than they usually are. So they could also plan on being a bit more distant, maybe even being manipulative in some way, perhaps emotionally so. They could have unrealistic expectations of you or your relationship. But on the other hand, they don't intend for you to have too many expectations of them, or for you on your side to show too much emotional vulnerability. But this could also be on their side, them not showing too much emotional vulnerability as opposed to you. So they could also intend on being a bit sly, and for some of you, for things to operate on their terms, like when they're ready. Their intentions are to try and not feel overwhelmed or flustered by your presence. Again, maybe avoid like real intimacy, suppressing their emotions when it comes to you and your relationship. So the messages from the Ace of Cups are Ace of Cups reverse is pretty similar to the Page of Cups in reverse. It feels like they could intend on avoiding love and, not healing from past situations, past disappointments and hurts. And they could understand that their past is affecting how they act and how they perceive you and your relationship now, but it feels like they don't intend on doing anything about it. It could be their intention to have boundaries or like have a barrier around them to protect themselves, maybe even like keeping you at arm's length when it comes to certain things, or maybe just for now. So this person, they could end up sending you mixed signals, even if that's not their intent. So overall, they could intend on keeping to themselves for the most part for now. They could need a bit of solitude at the moment. They could be, too drained to make a significant effort and could be focused on themselves right now. So for some of you, they could intend on not really defining anything for now. They could plan on being a bit defensive in communication, maybe, being challenging or, arguing instead of listening and connecting, avoiding being transparent themselves. Like with where their head is at right now, it could be very difficult for them to form clear and honest intentions. So there could be certain things that they need to sort out before they are able to move forward with more honest and, solid intentions. So yeah, they could come across disengaged, even if they aren't setting out to do that. They may not take any real action. They may not be impulsive or try not to be impulsive. And for some of you, they may intend on not showing any jealousy for some of you. So there could be certain lessons that they need to learn, but it feels like it's their intention to not like learn or make changes that might benefit them, maybe changes that they know they need to make. For some of you, these lessons could be in terms of maybe not wallowing on stuff, or not staying too focused on the past, or not learning their lessons from the past, and making changes that they know they need to. So moving on, we have, I feel like I can't be my truest self around you. We have, you are so sexy. You deserve better. Wait, let me do this one first. We have simple pleasures. You deserve better. Pillow talk. I was just a distraction for your pain. And blah, blah, blah. So with I don't feel like I can be my truest self around you, they could feel that way, like they can't be their truest self around you, but it feels like it's their intention to see if they can eventually. So it also feels like at the moment it's their intention within themselves to kind of like distract themselves from any uncomfortable feelings that they're feeling, their pain, past, stuff. So that could be their intention at the moment, to kind of distract themselves. With you deserve better, it feels like they intend on gauging how, like, what you feel you deserve for yourself, and kind of figuring out what they think you feel you deserve, if that makes sense. And with simple pleasures, it feels like, again, it feels like they're kind of watching you from the outside and kind of like assessing you overall. Like that's what their energy feels like. But it also feels like it's their intention to, again, gauge whether you can enjoy the simple pleasures, or whether that's something that you're able to do. Like they could have intentions on seeing what your maintenance level is like, if you're high maintenance, low maintenance, or somewhere in between. So with pillow talk, it could be their intention to eventually have like an open conversation with you, but it feels like right now they may not be in the right mindset to do so. And with you are so sexy, it could also be their intention to gauge your attraction or your interest towards them. But that is all I have. For those of you who chose this group, I really do hope it could be helpful and make sense. I'm wishing you the best, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen the second group, then this reading could be for you. The person on your mind, what are their intentions towards you, your relationship, connection at the moment? So starting off with your tarot cards, we have the Ace of Swords. Upright, we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and we also have the Knight of Pentacles, which is in the upright position. Okay. So it feels like their intention at the moment is to have transparent communication with you, to be as real and honest with you as possible, and maybe to encourage that in return. It feels like they could want to see if you're open to a fresh start or a breakthrough in your relationship. Um, they want to make sure that there's no confusion and misunderstandings moving forward. They want to show you that they are invested in you, that they want you. It feels like they are mentally clear about you, and they want to make sure you are mentally clear about them. They may want to make sure that you understand that they have clarity in their mind when it comes to you. So for some of you, it feels like they want a confrontation, and it doesn't have to be like a negative thing, but it does feel like they want to confront something within your relationship, either address something, presently, or just have a relationship where confronting things head on is the norm. So it also feels like it's their intention to not be like overly sensitive or approach things in an emotional way, and to approach things logically for now. They could want to set some healthy boundaries within your relationship, but for a lot of you, this could be to benefit you specifically. It could be their intention to show you that they respect you and whatever boundaries you choose to set or already have. They plan on getting out of their comfort zone as well to hold themselves accountable in some way. And like this could be in relation to past actions or situations. This could be just to like be the kind of person that holds themselves accountable in general. It feels like they intend on acting with integrity. It also feels like they want to see if you guys can mentally stimulate each other or just activate that part of your relationship if it's not being activated right now. It feels like they really want to break their silence on something, make some kind of revelation. They could want to be decisive and take action within your relationship. They plan on making more of an effort, letting go of impatience, and instead setting more realistic expectations of you and the relationship connection that they may have with you. And it feels like it's their intention, like even if things are moving slower than they would like it to, it feels like they plan on just being happy with any progress that you guys can make. But on their part, it feels like they do intend on making more of an emotional investment, and they plan on focusing on both immediate and long-term pleasure and gratification when it comes to you and your relationship, to be short and long-sighted. So it also feels like it's their intention to not get wrapped up in fantasy and to generally keep things grounded And this could be related to their emotions and stuff like that, their ideas, their plans. Like they intend on not getting too carried away, like again, not being too impulsive, too impatient. They intend on not abandoning, neglecting, or giving up on your relationship. And this could be especially because of any slow movement. Like they may not want that slow moving energy within your relationship, but again, like they plan on respecting your boundaries, your pace. Um, and yeah, and just because they don't get what they want straight away, like they don't intend on just like giving up. So it also feels like it's their intentions for you both to align with each other's goals, responsibilities, lifestyles, or to see if that's possible. But it feels like they generally want to find more harmony in these areas when it comes to you, like the both of you, should I say. It's their intention to commit to you, to be reliable, again, take things slow and steady, show their love and commitment to you or to something that you guys are doing together. And they want to do this through action, you know? It's their intention to protect you, for you guys to protect each other, to provide emotional stability, but also to be that emotional stability within themselves. So it also feels like it's their intent to see if they can depend on you, and also to see if you can be patient with them. Like it's already their intention to be, you know, patient with themselves and you within this relationship, but they want to see if that can be returned, maybe in different ways. Maybe they need patience in different ways, and they want to see if that you're if you're able to, you know, offer them that. So it also feels like it's their intention to see what your values are, um, to see, for some of you, to see if you have traditional values, or they could intend on having a conventional setup with you. They intend on being supportive of you, showing you that they're supportive of you, encouraging you. And overall, right now, it's their intention to continue to build on a foundation you two have already made, or just build from where you guys are currently at. And finally, they could also intend on just being a bit more generous with you as well. And this doesn't only have to be like financially or materially generous, but it could definitely be that. But it could also be being generous in other ways. So moving on, we have curious, we have you're not crazy, I feel it too. We have don't be afraid, it's about to get freaky, my family doesn't approve, I'm so horny I could have anybody but I want you, is that okay? And we also have energy of love. Okay. So it also feels like it's their intention for you guys to remain curious about each other. With I'm so horny, I could have anybody but I want you. It feels like they plan on showing you their devotion and showing you that they only want you. With don't be afraid, it's about to get freaky. It could be their intention to for you both to get to know each other more intimately, like maybe in terms of you guys's, desires and preferences and stuff like that. And with energy of love, it's their intention to overall meet you with that energy and to show you that they're kind of perceiving you and perceiving your relationship through that lens, through a lens of love and affection. So with my family doesn't approve, it feels like they intend on disregarding family disapproval. So this could be that they don't plan on letting those or family outside influence impact your relationship in any way, whether that comes from their side or your side. With is that okay? It feels like that it's their intention to see if you are maybe comfortable with something, or just to see if you are okay with something. And this feels very specific to each of you. It doesn't feel like something that would be a general message. And it also feels like with You're Not Crazy, I feel it too, to give you some kind of reassurance in your feelings. But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I really do hope it could be helpful and make sense. And I'm wishing you the best. And hopefully I will see you guys again soon. Please take care. Bye. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen the third group, then this reading could be for you. The person on your mind, what are their intentions towards you? So to start off, we have we have the Strength card in reverse, Seven of Cups upright, and the Ten of Cups in reverse. So their intentions towards you at the moment. So their intentions could actually be to not act impulsively towards you, as they could have a lot of passion for you that they are trying to rein in. Like they don't want it to come across maybe chaotic or impatient, impulsive. Like their intent does seem positive for a lot of you here, but there could be fear there as well. They could be second guessing themselves, but they still plan on showing courage, when it comes to you, when it comes to your relationship, connection. For some of you, they want to show you a vulnerable side, but not too much. They want to show you like a weaker side to them, like a weakness that they might have, but at the same time, like they don't want to come across as too emotionally dependent, but they don't want to avoid being vulnerable anymore, or feeling, or like a fear of feeling exposed. Instead, they could want to embrace it without being overwhelming, you know? So yeah, it feels like they plan on having more confidence in themselves, building up their confidence, but they also plan on letting you lead, or just following a path that you're comfortable with, or following at a pace that you're comfortable with. They intend on not being too reactive, so emotionally regulating themselves. So it feels like it's also their intention to curb their possessiveness, and maybe control issues. Like they could feel this wouldn't really run with you, or they feel that, you know, by being possessive, being controlling, that it will push you away, which is not something that they want, like cause you to separate yourself from them, keep to yourself, or hide things from them. And it feels like they're trying to avoid that outcome or that dynamic in your relationship, or potential dynamic. Like they don't want you to feel like they would get in your way. And they also want to make sure that you don't feel rejected by them in any way. So it's their intention to not avoid growth within your relationship, to work on themselves emotionally and mentally. So some of their intentions could be like based on a fear of potentially losing you. So it feels like a lot of their attentions could be geared towards not losing you. And it feels like right now it's their intention to imagine and contemplate multiple possible futures with you. Like it's their intention to kind of like keep their mind open instead of like narrowing in on just one possibility, you know? It feels like they also want to make sure that you're not indecisive about them. So at the moment, they could be like, they could have unrealistic expectations of your relationship. And they could be idolizing you as well. And for a lot of you, if there maybe isn't any movement, it feels like it's their intention to kind of like fantasize about you for now. Like maybe to avoid rushing into anything too quickly, you know? So they could be, you know, curbing some of their, you know, desires, their, you know, intentions and actions, and like keeping it to themselves, keeping it to their fantasies so that they don't do anything too impulsive. So it could also be their intention to see if you have other options. You know, even if it's not related to other people, they could want to just see what your other options are. They want to try and keep things simple moving forward. They don't, even though they could be fantasizing and thinking about you quite heavily at the moment, it also feels like they're not trying to, well, they're trying not to get carried away. You know, they're not trying to bury bury themselves too deeply under too many thoughts, you know? Like, even though they are fantasizing and thinking about you a lot, it's their intention to not overwhelm themselves or make themselves too nervous by kind of like overthinking certain things. And like, they could also have a fear of things not materializing between the two of you. And, you know, because they're fantasizing about you quite a lot as well, it feels like they're also trying to not worry so much about things not living up to their fantasies or expectations. Like, I think I said this earlier, but they could have unrealistic expectations. So it's like, even though they're indulging in these fantasies a little bit, it feels like maybe they're also trying to um, not get too carried away, you know? So it could be their intention for now to keep emotions bottled up while approaching you logically, you know, pulling back emotionally, not entirely, of course. But for some of you, they could want to make sure that there's no conflict of interest, maybe within family or friends. And it feels like it's their intention to still work through their own internal conflict that they could be having when it comes to you or the relationship that you guys have. So moving forward, we have my mind is elsewhere, stepping out of the comfort zone. Limitation is power. Lean into your limitations. I want to feel your skin against my own. I tell my family and friends about you. We need to talk. And let's make this happen. So with my mind is elsewhere, similar to the energy that came through with the Seven of Cups. Like, I don't know if it's their intention for their mind to be elsewhere. For some of you, it could very well be their intention. And that could be to, you know, sort through certain things. But it does feel like their mind is elsewhere, so that it does have a positive impact on your relationship down the line, you know, after they sort through their thoughts and their, you know, fantasies and their ideals and get their mind in a balanced and harmonious place. So with let's make this stuff happen, it could be their intention to make stuff happen between you guys, even if it takes some time. It feels like it's their intention to maybe get the ball rolling in some way, or, you know, or just for there to be some movement, for there to be some action. But again, like, they could intend on like following your lead and maybe waiting for you um to take the next step or the first step in some way. So with I want to feel your skin against my own, it could also be their intention for there to be like physical closeness between you guys, like maybe to hold you, to touch you, to hug you, just to feel you close to them. So with limitation is power, lean into your limitations. It could be their intention to show you that they are trying to lean into some of their limitations, that they are trying to grow or develop in some way, that they are acknowledging some of their limitations and that they plan on doing something about it. They could have intentions, you know, if they haven't already, um, of telling their family and friends about you, or if they already have, maybe sharing more of you with their family and friends, whether that's physically or through communication. With stepping out of the comfort zone, they intend on stepping more out of their comfort zone. Um, and yeah, so with we need to talk. If any of you have been trying to have a conversation with this person. Their intention could be to, do that for you and to, meet you where you're at in some way. But yeah, that is all I have for those of you who chose the third group. I really do hope it could be helpful. I'm wishing you the best. Thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully I will see you guys again soon. Please take care of yourselves. Bye.